And there was also a Bangladeshi module as per the reports of that point of time. As far as Ajikor is concerned, there is also a Bangladeshi module whereby the bio-waste was being sent into Bangladesh.
Sir, I would-
4 years back, when this
No,
particular person
May I
was
maybe
brought into
complete.
Ajikor,
We have more serious
Lord, he was responsible for selling off babies. I have the order sheet.
Just one,
Where
But-
DNA
Who
was
is he?
conducted.
one
Who does he
second,
represent?
please listen to us. You can't just throw an allegation like
Yes.
that across the bar.
responsible.
Not be appropriate to discuss it loudly.
Correct.
You just write it down and give it to me in a sealed cover. It would immediately be given to the CBI.
This case file has been studied. Why it assumes great significance is that this Chandan Sen belonged to Ranaghat Municipal Hospital. He was murdered in the year 2003. Same fact. He was murdered, she was murdered. What was the racket involved? The racket involved was with regard to fake medicine. Medicine being sent out. And there was also a Bangladeshi module as per the reports of that point of time. As far as Ajikor is concerned, there is also a Bangladeshi module whereby the bio-waste was being sent into Bangladesh.
Sir, I would request my learned friend, rather than, my lord, detailing
Because
this in
Chandan Sen's
let him write down and give it to me in a
Because we have
sealed cover.
already permitted anybody who wants to furnish any information.
No, they give me in a sealed cover and I
Lord,
send them in a sealed condition.
ये बंद कर दो।
My lord,
It
on
cannot be appropriate to discuss it loudly.
Correct.
You just write it down and give it to me in a sealed cover. It would immediately be given to the CBI.
About 4 years back, when this
No,
particular person
May I
was
maybe
brought into
complete.
Ajikor,
We have more serious.
Lord, he was responsible for selling off babies. Lord, the matter is pending before the High Court.
This is unfair. This is unfair.
But it's not unfair.
Just one second.
I don't know from all these
Just
reports.
one second.
actually.
Let
Who are you?
CBI investigate.
Represent-
You can't
Who are
just
you?
make
Who-
one second.
No, I have the order sheet.
Just one.
Where
But-
DNA
Who
was
is he?
conducted.
One
Who does he
second,
represent?
please listen to us. You can't just throw an allegation like
Yes.
that across the bar.
Responsibility.
On the next date of listing, you show us something to indicate.
No,
that
I'll
it's
show
a-
the orders where the DNA was conducted
right?
by the High
Then
Court.
Put it on the record,
I'll put it on record.
You can't just, otherwise
4
we have
years
to,
that-
we have to follow some order
This
and
is not, I'll
procedure
put
in
it on
the court.
record. I'll put it
Nothing
on record.
beyond
Oh, yeah, we'll immediately ask them to replace the
But
order.
he should also tell us what is his locus, from where he is getting
I mean,
information.
But my argument, it was.
All right, look, you put it on the record.
I'll
you
put it-
consider.
And which party does he represent?
Because may I have a very important request to make?
Correctly.
In RG Corp, one moment.
If this irregularity has been going on for at least 2 decades, and if the individuals who have now been appointed have been associated
Lord-
with.
My lord, can the state please
Then the
finish?
fact that their previous employment was not with RG Corp doesn't make a difference.
No, but
I know, but sometimes what happens is that merely because they have, he was with Ajikor 4 years back,
Could they at least
he may not be involved in anything at all if these are.
So,
disclose whether the individuals had previous relationship with RG Corp, let them at least disclose.
my lord, but that is the most shocking part of it. Because 4 years back, my lord,
You know what? Sometimes you need a person who's conscious of that particular establishment also. If that person is otherwise free of taint, and today if the government is bringing in somebody from outside, there's no reason for us to suspect that a person who is deliberately brought in with a taint.
Yes, my
Oh,
lord, we
yes,
took
my lord,
instructions
there was-
and we are told that immediately the doctors are not aware of any taint, but we will come back with specific
May I-
instructions.
In RG Corps College, Lord, regarding duty room, Lord, the tenders have matured, but we need the CBI's clearance, Lord, because of the crime.
Mr. Solicitor,
I'm sure, Lord, will.
they need your clearance for completing the work in the duty room because you have lifted all the evidence now.
Whatever
duty
they
room-
were supposed not to do for first 5 days, my lord, they've done. Now, even if they do something more, my lord, we have no objection.
Anyway, you just communicate it to them, that's all.
Yes,
That's
there
all
is
right,
one
Lord, it's-
aspect.
It is the CBI which has stopped us, Lord, so we need permission, otherwise we would have done it.
About 4 years back, when this
No,
particular person was
May I maybe
brought into
complete.
Ajikor,
We have more serious.
Lord, he was responsible for selling off babies. Lord, the matter is pending before the High Court.
This is unfair. This is unfair.
But it's not unfair.
Just one second.
I don't know from all these
Just
reports.
one second.
actually.
Let
Who are you?
CBI investigate.
Represent-
You can't
Who are you?
make
Who-
one second.
No, I have the order sheet.
Just one.
Where
But-
DNA
Who
was
is he?
conducted.
One
Who does he
second,
represent?
please listen to us. You can't just throw an allegation like
Yes.
that across the bar.
Responsibility.
On the next date of listing, you show us something to indicate.
No,
that
I'll
it's a-
show the orders where the DNA was conducted
right?
by the High
Then
Court.
Put it on the record,
I'll put it on record.
You can't just, otherwise
4
we have
years
to,
that-
We have to follow some order
This
and
is not
procedure in the
on
court.
record. I'll put it on
Nothing
the record.
beyond
We are
pleadings,
here,
not
we are here. We'll immediately ask them to replace the
But
order.
he should also tell us what is his locus, from where he is getting
I mean,
information.
But my argument, it was.
All right, look, you put it on the record.
I'll
you
put it-
consider.
And which party does he represent?
May I have a very important request to make?
Historically.
My learned friend said that all doctors have joined, they have joined, but only they are performing emergency
Oh,
work.
just a minute, Milo, this is
They
the
are-
first.
As the disciplinary authority. For us to issue a direction of a general nature right now without being in possession of full facts would be really to take over that jurisdiction of a disciplinary authority. So I think it would be appropriate if at this level, at least there is some sharing of information.
Yes.
Yes,
I will
On
share.
what, with the state government. So that then they can, because suppose they were to take action and there is a petition challenging that action. The first question would be, what is the basis on which you have acted? Second, of course, you can suspend in anticipation of a disciplinary inquiry, but they must have some material. Have you, as a state government, have you taken any call on any disciplinary action against
Well,
any
we
other
were
person?
told about 5 doctors, they have been, this suspended action have been taken. Rest, if CBI, as and when they tell us something specific against them, or that they have been made accused, because investigation is very
Now,
wide.
who are the 5 doctors in RG Corps whom you have suspended?
Who are the 5 persons? I'm sorry.
The recommendation is with the head of the postmortem is supposed to be the head of the threat culture.
Sir, there are many more than that.
And it's
My lord,
not
we
just in RG.
willing to share the names with the state of West Bengal. And my lord, if they are not suspended, they can at least be asked to proceed on leave during this pendency of the CBI inquiry. Because my lord, otherwise we'll be told again and again, you're protesting, you're not going back to work. My lord, it's been a big effort convincing them to go back to work. We've succeeded and they have gone back to work. But the reason I'm raising this issue is, my lord, I don't want to come back to the court and say it's happening all over again. So let them just go on leave. I will give the names.
Please
my
give
lord.
the names to
That-
the
yeah,
CBI.
No,
And I will
Learned
give the names
judge-
as well, my lord.
Chief Justice is saying it's for the state.
Mr. Saidi?
Please, my application 213387 is specifically on this issue, on behalf of doctors working across the state of West Bengal, where we have named specific individuals who are involved as part of the so-called mafia, syndicate, nexus, whatever my lord seems to call it. But this is the specific issue that we have identified, that the underlying motivation and the interstate nexus, not intrastate nexus, which is singularly responsible for what has ultimately happened, needs to be investigated. We have identified individuals in our application. That is the application number 213387.
Now,
So we will share
presently,
those
we are looking,
details.
right. Presently, we are looking at 2 aspects of RG Corps.
Please.
One, the actual incident which took place,
Please.
and the issue of financial irregularities.
Because this goes beyond our,
Now-
it's the
It
entire.
does go beyond RG,
minute.
my lord.
Absolutely.
No, my lord, today it's a question of
Just one
doctors
second.
going back to work.
The only question is that today, if we expand the investigation across other hospitals,
Please.
then we'll be in a situation where CBI will be left with an impossible situation. We are focusing on RG Corps, but rest assured, thereafter we'll see on what further to do. You have moved that application, that's important. At this stage, I think